Grim here with the next part of Wrath of the Righteous. Last time I said I was going to respec my character in order to read the damn book, and I went ahead and did that. I think there was a way that I could have just done the book without having to do any skill checks, but I think that might be further in the game, and I'd rather not find a MacGuffin just to do it if I can retrain my character. I'm not in core difficulty, so I can retrain my character and move shit around to where it's a little easier for myself, so that's what I did. And this is actually just me reloading an old save and basically forcing my way through it so I can get this. The biggest issue was the perception check, because when I retrained my character initially, I just gave myself Arcana, Lore, and all the other stuff. And turns out after you pass all those checks, you have to make a stupid perception check. So that's a little iffy. So here's what the text is. I wanted to show this. I originally had a screenshot of this, but I deleted the damn screenshots. So it's a little iffy. But now that that's out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and load to my more recent save. This is after the meeting. And I decided to include this. I wasn't originally going to have the book idea for the retrain because I didn't think that it was fair to do it that way because the whole retrain thing. But it worked. It worked just fine, and it gave me a bunch of experience. I didn't really get anything else besides experience, though, and a little lore, a little nugget of information as far as what's going on. And I'll scroll up in the chat so that you can see the rest of the options, like whenever passing them. It took several attempts to get that on the second attempt. You know, the weird thing is, when I first did the retrain, I got it after the second attempt, but here, whenever I had to replay it to show it on camera, it took me... Hell, I think this is the 10th time that I've had to load in order to get that. So it was pretty iffy. So let's go ahead and just scroll up here so that you can see all of these. So, we succeeded in the nature one initially. We did that, and the weird thing about the book is when you succeed a check, instead of maintaining that you succeeded the damn check, if you mess up one time, you have to redo all of the checks again, and it doesn't let you do them right away. You have to actually get a mythic rank, and then you can redo it. I even tried resting to see if it was something like that, like you rest to get back the checks. It's not. You can only do it that way, which is a little weird. And just to show... Let me just say this, because I did say at the start that I'm not in the core difficulty. I'm in normal. If you are having issues with this, and you really want to do this, I guess you could drop down to story. There's no achievement tied to doing the book right now. I don't know if there's one later or what, but story, like, lowers all the difficulty checks and stuff. It's not by much, but it's by just enough. I didn't actually show what my modifiers were. Oh, you know, that's a good point. That's actually a really good point. I mentioned the modifiers. You can see this is actually from quite a while ago. I had to submit a bug report. I'll talk about that here in a second. I'll go ahead and show the modifiers. Not that it matters. I retrained after this too. This was just so I could get the damn book. And it's a little annoying. Ow. Yeah. So one thing I want to talk about is Lucia or whatever. I can't say her damn name. I need to actually say it. The succubus character. I just call her Ara Ara. Anyway, she's pissed off at me for no reason. I think it's because I friend-zoned her, and I thought it was because I took her to the Demon Lord's palace and she had issues there, but no, I tried it from here, from before I talked to the Demon Lord, and she's still pissed at me. She says, "Go away, leave me alone," or whatever. It's like, okay, I think that's because I rejected her in the dream or whatever. Instead of going the romance route, I decided to not do that for obvious reasons. And I guess she's just really pissed at me, and that's fine. I mean, to be honest, her character is just so damn needy. I said this in the last video, but I think I edited it out. Her character is ridiculously needy. Constantly, like, needs attention. If you say one thing wrong, it pisses her off and bars you from everything with her. I don't like that in a character. Like Lon, if I tell him to piss off, he just smiles and laughs, and that's it. With her, you say anything wrong, and she might just pack up everything she has and goes away. So, go ahead and show this real quick. Yeah, so like in normal or whatever, you have skill checks of this, and I had to retrain to potentially get it. Religion is actually still an issue, even though that's only like 7 apart. I used to fail this constantly. And see, even there, that perception check. I didn't actually account for the perception whenever I was first doing that. So that's what took the longest bit. Let's go ahead and load back to this save. Just wanted to mention that. I don't know what the book does, but I'm holding on to it. I was thinking about giving it to the succubus girl, the queen, and I had to look it up. Yeah, I was actually correct about what I mentioned with her. She does, like, become a goddess or whatever, and ironically enough, she becomes the goddess that Ember actually mentions. So I don't know if... I'd have to actually play the tabletop version of this to see if Ember's actually even in that game as a side character or anything. Because I think they're trying to seed the idea that an NPC told her what she needed to do or whatever. Just something weird. That's less spoilers and more metagaming because it's outside information, but whatever. Information from the tabletop. Doing the book actually gave me enough to level up. And while I'm here, I'm gonna just show what I did as far as leveling goes, because I did make some changes, because this is pretty much gonna be my last retrain, and it's pretty big retrain. Whenever I unlock the Lich powers fully, I'm gonna lose my Constitution score, and that has a lot of ramifications. So the first one is I can no longer accept Burn as a kineticist. Burn is something that I didn't really play with because I don't really like hurting myself with the burn. That's just something that I feel is annoying. If you get the, like, what is it? The not overbearing spirit. There's one that changes the kineticist to be based off of charisma instead of constitution. But even them, that soul, overwhelming soul or whatever, kineticist, they can't accept burn if they're a lich. So that's one big downside, and that's because undead can't actually get penalties and death magic or any of that stuff. And if you can't get the penalty from losing temporary hit points or whatever from burn, you can't accept burn at all. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's not a big deal, and it's something that I kind of accounted for with this build. So my strength is 7, my dex is 19, my constitution is 7, my dex, sorry, my what was that, wisdom? No, int. My int is 18, and my wisdom is 12, and my charisma is 14. I just jotted that down just so I could remember. I'll show it after this. And these were the feats that I picked up. So, precise shot, again, after point blank. I still went blind fighting because blind fighting is really good. Still had to get this for dazzling display. Skilled kineticist, just to get the extra boost. This one's actually not necessary. I just needed to find stuff to fill in the gaps, because if I can't accept burn, I can't use kinetic healer, and I can't use the kinetic restoration, because those require me to take burn. I could technically still take kinetic healer because of this, because this makes it to where it's free, but kinetic healer just is kind of lackluster in my opinion. It's good for every now and then, but if you can't take burn, then what's the fucking point? I have no idea what this is. It's not showing me what it was for some reason. But I think it was something I just took an extra feat or whatever. Took Viper after that, and Perception, because I accidentally clicked Perception. This was meant to be Persuasion, but I took Perception. That seems to be a common theme, so that's a little annoying on my part. But hey, at least I'll be able to see things really, really well. Then I took Enveloping Spirit to make it to where I'm less likely to actually get targeted. So up here, I took Selective Channeling, Shattered Defenses, Blood Drinker for the temporary hit points, Improved Crits, just so I can hit extra hard, and, well, this is this level. And I went ahead and picked up the air. You might have noticed this, like the enveloping thing. That's from an air. That's not from the, where is it? Is it down here? I don't even know if it's going to show it. Anyway, that's from taking the air infusion instead of taking fire infusion. And I took air infusion because, well, I like this perk, and I decided to go a little bit further away from the dazzling display thing, because Lich has an ability that sort of is like that anyway, the AoE effect. And a lot of enemies are actually immune to being shaken and all that stuff, so having Cortigan Smash or whatever I was using from the fire didn't really help me too much. Plus, with air, I can get access to elemental attacks that just bypass defense. I went ahead and took Torrent, because I'm about to get Wall now. But Torrent is just a beam straight forward, Now it says that, what is this? That it does full damage with energy blasts. So my electricity, for example, is considered an energy blast, so it's pretty good. Half on reflex is pretty good. Anyway, enough with that. I just wanted to cover some of that real quick, just so that would be out in the open. So we're gonna go ahead and keep going with Blood Kineticist. Go ahead and do this. And I boosted my int up just enough so I could get one more skill perk point as I was going, because, well, perception's really, really nice, and apparently I accidentally took skill focus perception. So my focus, my skill focus has pushed my perception over Lon's, and Lon was my guy who actually detected stuff. Everything else is still fine, but I just find that a little funny. I actually have persuasion too. Weird. When the hell did I get that? Huh. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Come on, next page. So, what do we want to get on this? Don't quite recall exactly what I got. I think it might have been something like back-to-back or something. Spell penetration might help, because some of my skills require me to go through spell resistance, like energy or whatever attacks actually rely on spell resistance, so I might get that. Could also just get persuasion. This might be good though. Yeah, this might be good. That way I can pretty much make sure to hit, and a lot of enemies use like blur and stuff, so being able to just get through that and actually hit them might be better than some random thing down there. And here we're gonna get wall. So here's one thing. The reason why I didn't get wall here, and I didn't think I wanted it at all, is because of the constitution thing. My constitution is gonna be non-existent, meaning wall will not last any amount of time. I could get this to mess with them, stagger them for one round, but that doesn't really seem worthwhile since it's a will save and everyone has really high will. I could get this to make it to where my allies can hit more consistently with their metal weapons and lower the enemies to where it's easier for them to get hit by metal weapons or whatever. But the problem there is I don't have a lot of frontline fighters, and the ones I do don't really use metal weapons. So yeah, the only one here that I can think of using is wall, and that's because while it doesn't last a duration if I have no constitution, it will at least be an AoE line effect, sort of like this, but it won't be from me, it will be from a target. Like, say this is the target here, instead of shooting out there, I shoot like this across. So it just changes my abilities a little bit to make it more focused, I suppose, is the way to say it. So that's pretty easy for me. I'll just check that real quick. So just showing some of the skills and all that stuff. Sorry about this. Like I said a long time ago, this was going to be my last retrain. I don't plan on actually training anymore after this. Okay, base value 7, 21, which I think that was because of my racial. I said I had 19 in that. No, that's because I've been pumping it up. That's right. I've been putting all my points into that. Yeah, all my points have been going dex. So, that's what it was. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty fair. Now, I was thinking about changing the race at the start from Vitala into a normal Dampier, so I'd get a -2 to con. But I decided against that. If I was going with this from the start, I feel like I should just stick with this. Because at that point, I'm just changing my race entirely, which is a little shitty. And I went ahead and changed back to the Pickpocket. Pickpocket was the one I used at the very start, and I kept it for a long time. I changed to Acrobat just on a whim, thinking that that's what I wanted, but I decided, you know what, no, Acrobat was pretty shitty. So, Pickpocket. Damn, I can't speak right now, I'm doing tongue ties. Pickpocket is where it's at. Damn, sorry about that. Take a second to actually breathe after all that talking. Okay. Come on and open this. So, once again, we have to pick this. So I could get this, and I might get this because of the Dazzling Display Swift action, but I might get something else, though. Just want to check. So I could still get this. I haven't actually done this to do the Take 10, I decided it really wasn't worth it. I mean, that's pretty nice, being able to take 10 persuasion, but my persuasion is already max. And the reason I took take 10 initially was so that I would no longer fail with a 1, rolling a 1 on a check. But turns out, you still fucking can roll 1s because I lost a persuasion check by rolling a 1, even though I had this turned on. It still failed it, so that's a little iffy for me. I could get Destiny Beyond Birth to get rid of the -2 penalty to Wisdom. That would be pretty nice. Not super necessary, though. Could do this. I might do that. Still want to make someone that can actually do this, too. Yeah. The only thing that I can think that's actually worthwhile is the Dazzling Display Swift. This would be nice. This would be really, really nice. But it's not super necessary. Unless, let me actually check. Let me check. Is my multiplier 3 or is that my punch? So my multiplier is 2. But, see, it's so hard to actually tell what the hell my thing is because it's based on my fist. And that's obviously not correct. Because it's actually the kinetic blast, and it's weird. I wish there was an easier way to actually see that. Maybe in Martial, but no.
I am prepared.
Yeah. Go ahead and do this.
Spell doesn't work like that.
Do this on Bismuth. Okay, so she's gathering energy. Alright, now that she's had energy gathered, is it gonna nope, I have no idea. I have no idea what the multiplier on her attack is because of this. Oh well, not a big deal. Just one slight issue with Kineticist. Not a big deal. So yeah, we're gonna go for Dazzling Display because I don't even know what my crit multiplier is. Now, increasing that would just make it better, so that could be a reason to take it. But having a swift action is really nice. Okay, so Death Rush. No. This one lets me heal for pretty much everything whenever I take damage, which is pretty cool. I don't sneak attack, so this actually doesn't help me too much. It would be good if I was actually a rogue or something. Like a, Eldritch Scion or whatever. Like Woljif or whatever. If I was starting out as Woljif's class, I could take my spellbook and add it to the Lich levels, and I could also get something like this, which would be really fun for one playthrough, but not for this one. Fear Control is the one I was thinking about actually getting. Because, let's see, it's adds +4 profane bonus to attack, and bonus per mythic rank against frightened creatures or ones under the mind effects. And I'm pretty sure Shaken is considered a mind effect, even though it's not a very potent one. Additionally, enemies within 10 foot of me have to make a will save DC 10 plus double my mythic rank, and my mythic rank I think is, what, 6? So they would have to make a DC check, a will save of, what is that, 20? 22? Or be shaken until the end of combat. And that's pretty big, the shaken until end of combat thing. Like the normal shakes I do, they don't last that long. And this will get stronger over time, which is pretty nice. I could also get this, that would make me stronger too, but not super useful. And if I had Bismuth, I guess I could take that. Let me just type this in just in case. So there's Magic Devourer. This gives me spell resistance of 25 plus my mythic rank, so that would be a 31 magic resistance. And whenever an enemy fails to make a check to overcome a spell, the next Lich spell I cast or Kinetic Blast I use has Quicken on it, which is pretty nice. But that would require me to constantly be getting hit by people that cast spells. And if I get targeted by anything, I'm pretty much fucking dead. So, yeah. That might be something I get, like, at the last level just as survivability, but now, not that really big of a deal. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get fear control. Seems to be one of the only ones that I actually care about. Having AoE effects is really nice. Let's go ahead and look at our spell book. Yeah. Displacement's pretty good. I think I'll just get haste, so I have access to that. That. And I think I'll get another one of these, because that's actually pretty useful. Disintegrate's always fun. Siphon Time seemed nice. It's haste and everyone else gets slowed. It's pretty good. That's pretty useful. And give him quite a few hit points, but not a lot. You know, I think I might get this. I think I might get this because of my cloak. It would make the summons that I do extremely powerful. By that same logic, I should probably ditch this in favor of that, because I have other ways to get temporary hit points. Eye of the Bodak, unfortunately, has not actually worked very well. I've tried it multiple times, and it just doesn't work. I still want to keep Consume Undead, though, because that's a good heal. And in case anyone's wondering, the abundant casting thing that's used to increase your spells from 1 to 3, I think it was, or whatever it is. Anyway, that actually has some text at the bottom that says that it doesn't apply to the Mythic spellbook. So, just in case anyone was wondering about that, why I haven't picked that, that's why. Okay, so I went ahead and moved these over to her because they made no sense to be on her. We're gonna go ahead and level these characters up real quick. Come on. Hold on, let me go back. Do I wanna... I think I'm done with Dragon Disciple. Yeah, I think I'm done with Dragon Disciple. That was just to get your boost to the damage, and that was it. Tell you what. What's your next highest thing? How about this? Start dumping some points in there. Actually, no. You don't need that. You don't need that. What am I thinking? I would say mobility, but there's no reason. Just keep going with this, I guess. Maybe one day you need to use a scroll or something. Might just get that because of the religion checks. Yeah, I think that's about all I can do with you. +2 to all religion checks, pretty good. Interesting. I might give that to my, my skeleton or to Lon. Mind Blank is extremely useful. Anyone who can have it should have it. But, nope, not these, not these. I want you to have nature. That's right. Keep forgetting that. That's pretty useful. What is the most useful? That's a... Yeah, I don't think that's super useful. It's pretty useful, but not super useful. Okay, I think that might be the best thing to take, though. Oh, there's Resurrection. That could be useful as well. Of course, he's got it, if it comes down to it. And I have a Scroll of True Resurrection still. I might have used one previously, but I've been holding on to one just in case I ever needed it. They're extremely expensive. Or they were when I bought one anyway. Okay, you pick whatever you want. I'm not gonna stop you. No. She's already got the thing that lets her use her illusion magic for everything else. So there's no reason to take that. We'll go for this, I guess. Not a big deal. Keep going for this one. Actually, go for this one. Nah, go for this one. I might make you more of an unarmed fighter, just so that you can punch stuff. So probably take something like Deflect Amp. Sorry, Pummel Strike? Huh. Probably take something like Deflect Arrows or something. Interesting. Yeah, Deflect Arrows. It's a good all-around skill. Alright, this one's for Ember. So, I could go for Conjuration with you. So all the bonuses are applied to Conjuration. Feel like I should actually check to see if you already have that, though. Like, I know you don't have it there, but I don't know if I was building you for Evocation the entire way, or if it was a split of Evocation and Conjuration. Hard to remember. Focus Fire, Combat Casting, Greater Fire, Penetration. Huh, nothing I can see. So you actually don't have any bonuses to your Evocation anyway. Huh, that's kind of weird. I figured I already did that, but okay. Guess I screwed that up. Oh well. Really? I wish it didn't show me literally everything I fucking could get. So yeah, go ahead and put this into Evocation. So I did get it here. Shit, well, you know what? Fuck it. Just go ahead and get Spell Pen. Or Spell Pen, I guess. I don't really like being put on the spot when trying to figure out what people should get. There you go. Probably the worst thing to pick for you, but whatever at this point. Probably gonna give Lon destructive shockwave so that if he does go in as a monk or whatever, he can just start doing stupid amounts of damage all around him. I'm thinking you might actually be a character to get this at some point, because the Kitsune get a massive penalties to some of their skills. But for now, more penetration. We had destructive shockwave. That would just make it to where he constantly does damage. Let me just check his actual strength though. So it would only be doing 3 right now unless I give him a belt, which I could do. Not super useful, but I could definitely do that. I don't really have anything else for him, do I? Oh well. One more AC would be nice, I guess. Not super useful though, but it would be nice. Weapon focus longbow. Could do that. I think I'll do that instead. Could also do this. This only applies for damage though, it doesn't apply to hit chance. Tempting. Real tempting. We're gonna get this. Fuck it. His fists are more or less a backup plan. I mean, as you can see, he hits pretty fucking hard with his fists, though. Let's see how hard he hits with this. It's about the same, honestly. Except, well, that's the hit chance, but the actual damage is... Yeah, okay, I can see it. I mean, I've been building him for it, and he's got a rather crappy bow on right now. It was the speed bow that I got from before. I need to probably give him a dex and strength belt in order to make full use of this, because of the composition part of it. One other thing I wanted to talk about, while I was retraining my character, I was trying to make this character, the skeletal executioner, I was trying to make him a fighter again, but it refused to let me. I was only able to get the first level of fighter, and then the second level, it forced me to get something else, so I went ahead and picked Inquisitor. I was about to say Inquisition. No, I ended up picking Inquisitor, and that was more or less just an idea because of the whole goddess thing, that maybe he would be able to use, I don't know, AoE skills to help. There's a cleric version as well. So he's a little bit more lackluster. Unfortunately, his scythe lost a lot of oomph because of that, because he is no longer focused in scythe, which is a damn shame. And I actually didn't show the changes to my own mythic path. So I took Elemental Barrage turn 1. I took this for the extra skill points. Sorry, the saving throw and also the hit points, because my constitution score is going to pretty much shit. I took this because all of my skills do electric damage, pretty much. So it makes sense to take something that would boost my electric damage. And that's the Skeletal Executioner, like always. Took that last time too, took that last time too. And the Skeletal Executioner, he was able to take a teamwork feat, so I took back-to-back. That way he could have, like, lands back and such, so it kind of made sense there. And we just took Kinetic Overcharge. The other one, the double infusion thing, is interesting, but it's not super useful for me. So, just wanted to go over that real quick. I almost forgot about it. But because he's an Inquisitor now, he actually gets a spellbook. His spells aren't super useful, but they're something. Like Heroism, that's pretty nice. So, just wanted to talk about that. Unfortunately, he lost a lot of power, but what can you do, right? Now that that's out of the way, we've already done the conversation with her. There's actually no additional, like, dialogue for having the book deciphered and stuff ahead of time. So, that's a little annoying. But what can you do? Come on, save the game, please. Go. Bismuth, what the hell? Bismuth, what the... Go. You've got haste. Start moving. Move, you dinosaur ass. You have a movement speed of 70. Damn, Bismuth. So we're gonna go back to the Nexus, and I'm gonna dump the characters that I have off, some of them at least, talk to a few people, and by a few people I mean just Regal, because I've already talked to everyone before, and no one had anything to say other than Regal, so we'll talk to Regal. Pretty much just say, yeah, I'm not really gonna give into the dark side, blah blah blah, that sort of stuff. And then I want to go and buy some shit, because I feel like this is the last time I get a chance to buy stuff from these merchants. So if there's anything I miss in the flesh market, I think there's only one merchant that's alive in the flesh market. The Shadow Demon, I think that actually was a merchant as well, but I don't remember. That might have been the one that sells scroll stuff, like wizard stuff, and I just didn't remember it, so whatever. But I need to go to the brothel, and Aurelia, or whatever her name is, doesn't like to go to the brothel, for obvious reasons. What is your name? What is your damn name? Show me your name. Arushile? Can't... How do you pronounce that? Yeah, this hasn't changed. Alright, I need to talk to Ember as well. Weird. So one big thing about the Abyss or whatever that I've noticed, I haven't found a single atonement scroll. And you need atonement scrolls for your alignments to make sure you don't get too far out of whack. So next time I come through here, I might have to buy one or whatever, because next time I actually have to worry about my alignments. The thing I have right now, it doesn't really matter that much because I don't have any classes that are like tied to alignments. The Hell Knight, for example, the Hell Knight needs to be lawful, and if I start making too many corrupt options, the only way out of that is to basically retrain my character so I can reset my fucking alignment, and that's not really a good solution to that problem. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the Nexus. I also found a weird bug. I guess it's a bug, but it's a fun thing to do, and it involves the Oracle's Ring. So, if you knock the Oracle out, it summons Minotaurs. But did you know that the Minotaurs that get summoned by the Oracle's Ring drop experience? They drop 360 experience each. Just wanted to point that out. I don't know if there's any builds out there that can make use of that, but you might be able to farm the Oracle, and it'll summon them in town if you attack them. So just something to keep note of. Sound like someone's interrupting me. Huh? No one. He's still here. It's so damn laggy in the Nexus. I hate this place so much. I think it's all the NPCs getting added. It's a tiny cell and they keep adding NPCs, and it seems like every time NPCs get added, it gets harder and harder to move around the Nexus. It's a shame Regal didn't have anything to say. But we're gonna go ahead and move on inside and talk to Ember, because I don't think I actually showed this last time. I might have edited it out. I did talk to Ember last time, but there was a lot that I needed to cut for some reason. I don't really remember why, but I did. Yep, she's got shadows following her. It's pretty nice. I got this weird thing following me.
That is not far.
Okay, we're good to go. They'll kick you out of the party. Who do I want to bring? Nah, I'll just go with this cast. They're not going to be fighting anyone. Yeah. So the tavern, I think that's to ask what's her name to give me a ride there. But I think I can just talk to her to get a ride anyway, so it's not a big deal. I'm just going to merchants, and there's only 2 merchants that I can think of in the game now. There's the one slaver that's still alive in the flesh markets, and then there's the brothel owner, and that's it. As far as I recall. The mask guy, the black mask guy, he was one for exotic weapons, but I took him out. And the shadow demon, I think she sold magic stuff, but I took her out. So, that's a little iffy. Oh well, not a big deal. Oh right, there's the healer in the arena as well, but I think that he only had crappy stuff. Right, and the bartender, I guess he is technically a merchant, but he doesn't really sell anything worth a damn. He sold like an ingredient and a recipe, and that was about it. So it was like, well, who cares? I could rest to see if anything else happens, but I don't really need to rest. Resting would help to get my skills back, so that's about the only reason I can think about resting. I might do that then, actually, and hopefully it doesn't cause any issues. But regardless, I'm here to buy some shit, because this is potentially the last time I'll be able to purchase anything from any of these NPCs. So from you. Okay, so let's go ahead and bulk sell. Get rid of all this junk. Okay, so that's mostly for Ember, but I'm not getting it for her because it's pretty shitty. You don't really have anything I care about. That's kind of useful, but not super useful. I mean, yeah, it's +2 bonus and also attack chance, so that is actually really nice considering almost everything falls in this category. But who would it go on? Lon? Lon already has an amulet. My allies don't get enraged, so I can't really use that. Yeah, unfortunately you don't actually have anything I care about. Which is a little bit of a shame, but what can you do, right? I can just use this portal over here. I don't need to walk back up there. It really did hurt my constitution, taking out all that stuff. Where is it? 10,000 delights. 10,000, yeah. Okay. It hurt my constitution quite a bit. My hit points quite a bit from getting rid of my constitution. But it's not that big of a deal. If anything, it really hurt my fortitude saves. But even those are actually pretty high for some reason. So, I don't think I've ever actually failed a fortitude save on this character. Because I think the kineticist by itself just gets a massive fortitude boost just by leveling up. Like some classes, they get will saves as you level them up. So, that's pretty nice. Overall, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. And when I lose the Constitution, I think I'll just be in a good way because my stuff will actually go up. Right now, it is actually up because I have the amulet that I was given. This one. So it is actually helping me quite a bit to have a decent constitution. But the moment that I take it off and replace it with this, my health is still reasonable. Not super reasonable, though. Oh, there's one thing I want to talk about, since I did change stuff around. I did find a way to remove my stupid wall. It's a little late now. There we go. Yeah, so it's in here. And I don't know why I didn't notice it, but yep, fantastic. Go ahead and take my summon. I guess that's a new one. Huh. Cool. Go ahead and take the dazzling display. I don't need the move action. I only want the swift one. Just set that right there. Actually, let's do this. There we go. I wish I had another hotbar where I can move stuff around, but whatever. Have access to everything I want all at once. Come on. Framing omelet, I guess I'll buy. That's pretty useful. That's actually really useful for bracers. AC to touch attack is kind of hard to find, and I don't really do touch damage. So I might pick those up for the character. I know I have these, and these are actually pretty useful because of the AC bonus and the bonus to all the checks and such. I mean, hell, they were even talked about in that dialogue chain before. But having this, where, hold on, if an enemy gets within 5-foot radius of the wearer, they must make a will save of 21 or be pushed 5 foot away or become frightened for 1 round. Now that's its own effect. That's not even a touch effect. That's just by itself its own effect. And that also means that I can just walk into them. So that might be worthwhile, actually. I might just buy them anyway. Fuck it. It's cheap. Why not? Perception and trickery, that's pretty useful. Not really many people that can use it, though. Pretty much just Wolshift. I'll buy them. Fuck it. I might use them on my own character. I have these on right now. For persuasion. And this is my perception thing, but I might outgrow this at some point. Ah, shit. You know what? No, fuck it. I don't want them. They're too expensive. Can Lon wear this? It's a belt. So he has this Dex belt on right now. And what does this do? It gets +3 to AC, moral bonus to AC, and reflex saves. Where also gets a +8 circumstance AC for the first round of every combat. I mean, and humans can use it in polymorph form. No, I don't think that that's worth it. In the long run, I don't think it's worth it to lose the Dex just for that. Plus, it's really fucking expensive, and I don't even know if it would work all the time. That's pretty useful. For a neck item, that's pretty useful. I have this, though, for you. Who could really use that? Maybe the skeleton. Maybe. Because then he'd have attacks of opportunity against them for being prone and trying to stand up. Like, he'd get advantage on the attacks, and then he would be able to do attacks of opportunity when they stand up, so that might actually be useful. think I'll buy this. I don't really have a use for this. You don't have any armor, and you have deep cut and soft cut. Sure, I'll buy both of these just cause. I have the money, I might as well. Okay. I think that's everything that you can sell me, really. Cool. Go ahead and use these. Copy recipe. Copy recipe. I always forget to do this. I think that was the last recipe. If it wasn't, oh well. Not a big deal. There was something I was gonna say, but I don't remember now. A little bit of a shame. Oh well, not a big deal. What are these? Oh, I must have thrown it on the ground after copying it. So let's go to the arena. See what that guy has. I can't remember for the life of me. The only thing I can think of is I kinda wish I still had that Aeon dagger that I had at the start. I used it to free the spirits or whatever in that crystal in the ward stone. But it seems like that actually is a plot-heavy item now. It's like, well, shit. I guess I shouldn't have tossed it if I wasn't going Aeon route. Would have been worth holding on to. Granted, I couldn't remove it from my character's inventory, which was a little bit of a pain in the ass. And I think it kept on trying to screw up my character's actual, like, formation stuff, so considering my character couldn't use daggers and all that, it caused some issues. Well, she could use daggers, but the problem was that she couldn't... Damn it, get back here, you stupid thing. I hate this stupid city. Stop rotating. Stop rotating, please. She couldn't gather energy while she was holding a knife. That was the biggest issue. And the weird thing is, for a while, she was actually able to gather energy while she had something in her offhand, but it's like one of the patches, I guess, patched that to where she had to have nothing in her hands in order to actually be able to gather energy. Which I guess is fair enough, but still, I wanted to have something in my offhand so that I could use its effect, not the actual weapon itself. Whatever, not a big deal, just a little annoying, especially since I spent quite a bit of money on a dagger that I ended up never using too, for that same premise. What can you do, right? Just keep all that in mind for next time, I guess. Oh, can I do that? No, fuck that shit. I'm not doing that. Nenio goes down, she'll get screwed. I didn't know I could, like, pay to make Nenio stronger. Why would I do that? I might just see what Nenio says about it first. Okay, this is all junk. All junk. Junk, junk, junk. Nothing good. You don't even have any scrolls. Or diamonds or anything. That sucks. No diamonds really sucks. Let me just check that real quick. Alright, Nenio, do you have anything to say? Huh. Do you actually... So yeah, you also get this piece of shit. I don't really like this. I mean, it's useful and such, but I don't like the idea of tampering with my characters with demonic influence shit like that. Not if I'm in this route. If I was in the demon route, by all means, everyone would have that. I just wanted to see if there was any difference at all, but no, she gets the same thing that I got. Yeah, the spell resistance, like penetration and all that stuff's pretty nice, though. I'm not into it, though. I already know that that's not Nenio's story anyway. Her story is with the stupid masks that I have to take care of. So, I'll deal with those whenever that happens. Alright, Krim here. So, I went ahead and proceeded and did the choose-your-own-adventure style crap that the Demoness had us do. The only issue with that is, if you succeed, which I did, this mission right here, Traces of Shadow, fails. Why does it fail? I have no idea. It doesn't have an hourglass next to it like these. So I thought it was a mission that continues on, but no, if you don't do this in the Midnight Isles, it 100% fails. So unfortunately, this is going to be mostly the shopping episode and the slight recap episode for levels and such. So it is going to be entirely skippable. I'm going to make sure to say in the starts, like in the descriptions or whatever, I'll have that it's skippable. If you're this far in the episode, you probably already fucking saw it and all that stuff. And it pisses me off quite a bit because I got through the entire stupid skill check chain of crap only to see the message that Traces of Shadow failed. So, yeah, so between now and then, I'm going to be looking up where the hell to go for Traces of Shadow because I'll tell you right now, it's nowhere on this map that I can see. At all. It's nowhere on the lower level. It was nowhere on the middle level. I have no idea where it could be. At all. But yeah, this is Krim, signing out. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and comment below with what you'd like to see next. Next time, hopefully, we can take care of the Traces of Shadow and actually get on with this mission. Proceed to the next part, because apparently, I guess, once we leave the Midnight Isles, we're just done. We don't come back here, so it was good that I went ahead and bought some stuff. It's a shame I couldn't find any diamonds, though.